Joining me here before Monday Night Football at Heinz Field against the Cleveland Browns is a man who is going to the Pro Football Hall of Fame whenever he hangs them up, and that is a large part of the conversation prior to this huge Week 17 game for both teams. Joining me here on Monday Night Football's pregame show is none other than Ben Roethlisberger. How you doing, Big Ben?
I'm doing great. How are you today, sir?
I am doing better for talking to you, man. It's been a long time. And I'm
Yes.
just wondering, how do you feel right now? That's a very rare question for me to ask anybody prior to a game, but this is a big game for you and maybe for your career, Ben.
It is. It's a big game. It's anytime. I've been so blessed. The Lord has blessed me in so many ways, but to be able to play in front of the greatest fans in sports at Heinz Field. So anytime you play at Heinz Field on Monday night against the Browns, it's always emotional. It's always a lot of fun, and it's exciting.
And, you and I are talking on a day after you just met with the media, who hit you literally right as soon as you hit the microphone about this potentially being your last game at Heinz Field. And I'm wondering what goes through your head when you hear that question.
It's like I told them, I never like to speak in guarantees or definites, but, signs are pointing to it being the last one. Obviously, there's still the outside chance craziness. I know some things have to happen that we could get another game at Heinz Field, but in terms of regular season games, this is probably going to be it, and I'm excited for it, and all I want to do is win the game. That's all that matters to me.
No, I know, and it's kind of bizarre or awkward that there's so much more football potentially left for you to play this year, and we're all talking about the end of maybe your career, and I'm wondering how you work all that in together.
My only focus is this game. I think the reason it's bigger and new, I played 18 seasons, of won over 90 football games in Heinz Field, and so for it to be the potential last regular season game, I think that's why it's talked about so much. But my singular focus is going to be winning this football game, because it could be my last regular season game, but because it's the Browns, it's crunch time. We have to win this game. We have to win out to get to the postseason, and even then, it's not guaranteed. So it can be talked about right now, but my focus is doing everything I can to win this football game.
And you're from Ohio, obviously. You're from Miami of Ohio, and it seems like you have, in your career, saved something special for Ohio teams. Is that fair to say, Ben?
Well, you always want to play well against the teams from your home state, especially when the one of them didn't, kind of passed on you in the draft. That always sits in the back of your head a little bit.
I love it. So so that has been something you fire yourself up with because they didn't take you years ago.
Yeah.
For real.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of teams that obviously I went 11, so there's 10 other teams that passed on me. But and so anybody would tell you that. I know that Brady talks about being wait until the later rounds get picked and the motivation. Everyone finds some sort of motivation in sport, and I think for me it's just the fact that they supposedly needed a quarterback, but I'm from Ohio, a couple hours like literally away. I went to school in Ohio, but listen, at the end of the day, I'm very glad I ended up where I am.
Of course. And you've won championships there, and then the question is what about this year? For Steeler fans to see one game, you guys look like world beaters, and the next day you're getting beat down. What do you owe that, Ben, when you think about it this year?
I don't know. I wish I had the answer. It's been a unique season. Obviously, coming in knowing you've got the hardest strength of schedule, you've got a new kind of offense, new coaches, a lot of new players. The guys up front, we've got 4 rookies up front. We've got a free agent at guard, and that's just at the beginning of the season, right? We've dealt with a lot of injuries, which a lot of teams have, but I just think that there's been so many variables that are out of our control, which is what life in the NFL is. But I don't know that answer. I wish I did.
So on Monday Night Football, as you are going through the game, and obviously you hope to win it and play more there this year, what are you going to do in the last couple minutes of that game, win or lose, do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully we're winning, and I can sit there and enjoy it and reflect on the game and the season and the games that I've been able to play there, because I've had so many great memories there. I've played with so many great football players in front of, like I said, the best fans in sports. And I have been truly blessed to be there.
When you are going to hang them up, whenever that may be, and you say that's probably, you've been using some conditional phrasing, what is your plan? What are you going to do? What do you want to do, Ben?
I am going to do, first and foremost, I'm going to become even more full-time husband and dad. That's going to be job number one. And then I'm going to do everything I can to try and bring people what I think we're called to do, bring people to Christ. I think that's my job on this earth, as many people as we can.
Anything professional? Would you want to do media? Is that something you'd be interested in? Calling games? Anything like that? Ben?
I'm open for anything. But I'll probably disappear more than anything and spend time at home with the family and coaching. I got 3 little ones that are right in the heart of playing sports and doing fun things. So I'll probably be more little league coach than I will college or football coach.
Okay, so how old are they right now? Are your kids, Ben?
My oldest just turned 9. My middle one, my daughter, is almost 8, and my youngest boy is 5.5.
Okay, so what sort of coach will you be? Are you going to be demanding? What are you going to be? You going to be like Cowher, getting people's faces? You going to be like Tomlin? What are you going to be more like, Ben, when you're
maybe
coaching?
A little bit of both. I'm the behind the scenes guy. I'm the one that just gives the looks, and I remember quite a few Cowher stares, down the sideline. You're 20 or 30 yards away, and he sticks his head out and gives you a look. Maybe I'll just do the looks.
Okay. You got that down, Pat. I got to tell you, it's kind of funny. I was thinking about this today before you and I got on the phone, Ben, in the few minutes I have left with you, Ben Roethlisberger. I thought about the first time I interviewed you, and it was before the draft. And you were on the set of NFL Network in Los Angeles. You had not yet been drafted, and people were trying to just figure out, who you are and what you can be and what you can do in this career. And not many people had seen you play, quite frankly, in college, right? And now here we are talking before what could be the end of your last game at Heinz Field. And I'll be honest, this kind of feels like an exit interview right now between the two of us. I don't know if that feels the same way to you.
It's been a long time between those interviews.
Right.
Been a lot of I think it's been a pretty darn good career for both of us, so I think something we both be proud of.
Well, you know what? I just remember, you say you were going to wear the number 7, and I'm wondering if things turned out the way that if I had told you sitting there in that day on the set of NFL Total Access, what would happen? Is this what you had dreamt of, Ben?
Gosh, I think it was always my goal to win championships. I've been blessed to win 2 of them. And I don't know. People ask me all the time, gosh, if back then, if you would have said you would have played 18 years, would you have believed it? And probably not. That's a long stinking time to play this game. But like I said, I am truly blessed and thankful for the opportunities that I've been given.
Okay. And so what do you want fans of the Steelers to know before the end of this interview, before this Monday night football game against the Browns, where the season is still on the line for you,
right,
in what could be, again, as you say, is probably your last game in front of them in that stadium?
Well,
what do you want them to know?
I'm going to give everything I have. I always have. Whether we're down by 20 with minutes to go in the game, or I'm always going to fight and give everything I have. And so I'm going to enjoy every moment of this. But to me, there's still work to be done, and I'm going to do everything I can to get that work done.
Ben Roethlisberger, I appreciate the time. You go, Big Ben, and we'll chat down the line. I appreciate the time here today.
Thanks, Rich. I appreciate it. Have a great one.
You got it. That is Ben Roethlisberger, Pro Football Hall of Famer to be, but for Monday night, a big-time football game in front of the home folks at Heinz Field for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.